A pen is the tongue of the mind. The greatest works of art from writers like Shakespeare or the greatest discoveries in science by Galileo, Newton, or Da Vinci would not be common knowledge if not for a pen. It was in June 1943 that the two brothers, Laszlo and Georgy Burrow, filed the patent for ballpoint pens. And in the honor of this milestone, June 10th is celebrated as the Ballpoint Pen Day. But why a day for a pen? Don't we have greater things to worry about? Well, ballpoint pens have been one of the greatest inventions which reflected from the fact that these pens were quite in demand during their early years. This pen are considered expensive and rarely available to common people. Due to its serviceable and tough nature to withstand any quill or fountain pen, this was an unobtainable achievement at that time. More like going to Planet Mars and having a summer vacation there. Now, just kidding. But today, we'll definitely explore the story of one of the most underrated inventions of mankind. So, without wasting much time, now let's explore the untold chronicles of ballpoint pen. Although American inventor John J. Loud patented the earliest designs for a ballpoint pen in 1888, he could never perfect the flow of ink for writers. Decades later, Hungarian journalist Laszlo Biró, living in Argentina, started working on new designs for the ballpoint pen. History says that Laszlo was quite frustrated with the whole mechanism of filling ink in fountain pens and having ink smudge papers. He then noticed that the ink that was used in newspaper printing dried up at a comparatively faster rate. This led Laszlo to think of using a type of ink similar to the ones used in newspaper. He then, along with his brother Georgi, who was a chemist by profession, came up with an ink formula that was used for the ballpoint pens. The ink used in ballpoint is an oil based ink that is thicker in nature. This ink usually contains 40% of dyes. So, without blabbering about all these histories and all the other things, let's fast forward to know the different parts of regular ballpoint pen. So, now that we have learned about the history and body of our dearest pen, let's explore three fun facts. Trust me, the journey is going to be very easy and limited. So, let's fasten our belts. 1. The new ballpoint pens did away with smudging by using a special viscous ink which dried quickly and didn't leave smudges. At the heart of the pen, the rolling ball of the nib and the gravity ensured a constant steady stream of ink that didn't smear or leave solid pools of ink on the page. The new ballpoint was clearly clean and convenient, but it wasn't cheap. 2. In Argentina, the ballpoint pens were known as Barami, honoring the inventor Laszlo Biró. The first batch of ballpoint pen was at sale in New York. Apparently, the queue for buyers was so long that the people had to be controlled by police officers. Ballpoint pens were also used in World War II by the Air Force pilots. It was because the inks in these pens were less prone to leakage at high altitudes in comparison to fountain pens. 3. The largest ballpoint pen was made by Acharya Makunari Srinivas, India, and was presented and measured in Hyderabad. The largest ballpoint pen measures 5.5 meter long and weighs 37.23 kilogram. Huge! The pen was made by Acharya Srinivas and was presented and measured in Hyderabad, India on 24th April 2011. The pen is engraved with scenes from Indian mythology. I'll be adding the pic soon after. So, at last, before saying goodbye, let's explore how exactly this little wonder works and how exactly was it different from fountain pens found at that time. A ballpoint pen is a pen that uses a small rotating ball made of brass, steel, or tungsten carbide to disperse ink as you write it. All the pens that preceded the ballpoint pen, whether quill, metal, or fountain, used a watery dark India ink that was fed through the pen using capillary action. Now, there was problem with this technology. Many. So let's not dive into that today, shall we? So, for the official outro, let's look at what we have got down from this video so far. We first took a glance at the history of the ballpoint pens, then we looked at the body of a pen, three facts, and how it does its wonderful works. So, down the lane, after all this, what I want you to have as a getaway message from this video is that however advanced our technological era is, or whichever laptops, tablets, or smartphones have become popular as a great application to replace writing, the use and function of a ballpoint pen cannot have any replaceable needs. For a student, taking notes and the aesthetic of them reflecting themselves through their writings can never be replaced. So ditch the keypads for today and take the pleasure of writing on paper with your favorite ballpoint pen. Till the next video, this is me, Shreya Mahesh, signing off. Thank you all. Stay happy and stay safe.